Hello on Twitch, and welcome back to my Hearts of Iron 4 Let's Play series. This is Northstar. This is one of my many series, actually. Series number 5. 6 if you count the multiplayer one that's starting up a little after this. As, well, I guess that would be number 6. Which is in parallel. But the first videos are posted a little after this. That's actually a branch point in 1940 from the same run, where Joe will be playing as the Commune of Anglia, Communist England, because the AI took England communist. I'm playing as Syria, socialist state of Syria, and I wonder what it said by ideology. Leninism, okay, so not Stalinism, whatever the game calls Stalinism. It's back to Black Sea. He plays this song too often when he plays Syria. Poland is apparently trying to join the faction. They're improving relations with Norwegian People's Republic, myself, and China. People's Republic of China. Which doesn't make a ton of sense since only the NPR is the only one to actually decide whether they join or not. It's silly. Realistically, you should be able to have other nations intercede and say, yeah, join the faction or pressure the faction leader. The game doesn't have that level of complexity, it really should. Diplomacy is two-party, when realistically third parties are involved in negotiations all the time. So, I'm going to take a look. First, I was preparing Karelia as a possible fallback. Eventually, they're sandwiched between too hostile. I definitely wouldn't bring them into the faction, but I'm curious. Mostly, I had them. The AI is dumb. They've been producing ships with no naval base at all on the map, which means they just get scrapped instantly. So I've been trying to get them to shape things up. Also, they should run ideological loyalty soon with just how ridiculously manpower short they are. This tech, I guess, will help them grab rocket artillery. The first one is the most expensive. Rocket effort, and maybe the AI doesn't do rocket artillery often. Of course, it's more tungsten heavy, and they have their own stores of steel. They have to import any tungsten, but there should be lots on the map. Well, they can't reach many sources of it. Bolivia doesn't have a port, so they can only trade on the American continent. Once they build a naval base, they'll be able to trade with the US for tungsten and Norwegian People's Republic. Fun. Means the AI doesn't use its political power, so it's sitting on they should probably be running anti-democratic raids here. It's the biggest faction. Yeah. To try and improve their base stability a little. This will be done January 19th. At least they're smart enough to, when I put that in, for them to actually do it. Improve worker conditions at this point, even though I'll delay that to 22nd. It's still ahead of any of these ships in February. I mean, they should be, aggressively improving their stability so that they ultimately get more political power. I don't know why the AI is so dumb about not using their political power. On the other hand, banning ideologies is not going to do them much good at this point. They can actually be the ones to proclaim Nordic unity, potentially. And which would end up getting them It's actually, of all the nations, all the Nordics, they can get the largest number of cores from this decision because they have Karelia, which is not in this version. I guess Sapimi actually isn't included either. That might be considered a... No, they have their own core because this is a alt history where the Sapimi were never colonized, you know, wiped out, reduced number by the Nordic countries. So yeah, actually the Sapimi would have the largest number of cores, but aside from the Sapimi, second biggest, bigger than doing it as a Norwegian People's Republic. It's a tiny silver lining if I end up having to fall back to playing as them or Denmark. Denmark has lots of other formals, but wanted to take a quick look at that, see if they're being at all competent with stuff. Oh, they have some integrated designers or naval reform. Much as naval XP is valuable. Yeah, I'll probably eventually start running this stuff. They have ships. And they need tech slots for other things. Integrated designers. Okay, pathetic research output. How'd they get a fourth slot? Oh, I guess they start with 3. And they'll get a 5th from tech sharing, and they can even get a 6th slot. Really is a lot more technology advanced than Syria can become. I guess that's not unrealistic. Oh yeah, there's a reason I swapped over them. Wanted to see if they could potentially... Yeah, they can create factions. So, I guess I could have mass for military access with the Danes. I mistyped. Tired. This doesn't lag stuff up. Except. Yeah, they're rapidly gaining. This gives them 1% less overlord influence per day. So yeah, they'll actually be able to assert their independence in... Might have to get to 9% actually, 50 days maybe. I'm worried that Norway won't use it correctly. But anyways, I wanted to have Norway... It looks like Poland's improving relations. Oh. Requires a joint country of communist popularity greater than 30%. So then why? I'll take advantage of the fact they're improving relations. Unless there's something I'm missing. Yeah, they need communist support. Maybe Trotsky instead of Stalinist version, I don't know. Let's do mutual basing agreements. There's no focus for this, but the focuses are based on historical ways of things happening. Radar research. Why don't they ever try and get their tech slot? This is dumb. So they'll do literally everything but grab their tech slot. Well, they'll run out of other things soon. Best in airfields being the last. Like convoy bombing. Third Requesting Danish troops and weapons deliveries. Okay. Getting manpower from them. Invest in Turkish state building. No. We got 2 days left on refitting convoys. Denmark might raise its time before getting independence, in theory. Why'd they take Trotsky? They could have taken... Oh. These guys don't give communist support. Trotsky is literally... Oh no, they could have taken the radical trade unionists instead. Jeanette Olson. Non-core manpower, they control no non-core states at all. He's a general. Not Trotsky has returned to USSR. Maybe he would do that in theory if someday I liberated things. Yeah, he's kind of dumb. He does build communism support faster, but the stability hit and construction speed loss not worth it. No idea what the Norwegian AI has been up to. Nothing smart, I anticipate. Then run Trotsky. They might have still had enough democratic support to some anti-democratic raids too. Not gonna happen here, but oh well. Yeah, he's dumb. Doesn't realize he can do stuff like that. And you're done. Mr. Agriculture reduces the war support. They can utilize their domestic film industry eventually for a little more support, but and if they should do this, maybe later. It's good to know that Poland can't actually join the faction to like be aware of that in advance. Well, they do have an agent in Oslo. Okay, that's why they can see what Norway is doing. Stavanger Airfield. It's in Oslo. It's Oslo Zur Airfield, I guess. Norway will do just about everything except expand its merchant marine. Capitalist Norway, which makes no sense. It should be a capitalist thing to want to build the dockyards. Expensive, maybe, I don't know. Trotsky's already level 3. He's on the way to level 4. He's going to become a winter specialist at this rate. Or maybe just an infantry leader, organizer. Interesting. The AI doesn't train its divisions enough, but I'll clean that up if I play as them. Resistance suppression makes no sense there. There is no resistance. Where was there was another communist nation I always forget about, one or two of them on the map. Romania, actually, I forget they're in the Central Powers, but they'll get conquered when they attack the US. It's Mongolia, Sinkiang, and Tantuva. Enough of that. Back to Syria. That's the nation I'm playing for now. Good to know that Karelia didn't just cancel building the naval base they're working on. Up here, I keep looking there. Closest their capital. Shortest route. It's already pretty far. Between the rivers, easy to defend. Derry also a good place for naval base because even if it's not next to one of the rivers, ships might be able to sail out to sea and then up one of the rivers for smaller ones for like trade, river trade. Not actually producing that, it's just there. Wait, I was up to 100 political power? I didn't notice that. Well, my ships can reach pretty far out here. That naval logistics guy may be able to reach well into the central Mediterranean with the fleet. Could probably naval invade Tunis if I wanted. Not that I should, but could. I have 20 build slots there, actually. Better developed than Libya. Interesting to note that this part of Libya actually is very wet, even though it's shown as desert. There are areas here that get more rain, almost as much rainfall as the UK up here. Some of these hills and this plains. It's a very narrow region. So actually, I guess the plains, hills area here is actually extremely wet, despite what it looks like on the map. And there's an herb there that was highly prized in Roman times that went extinct. You can see, looks like some forest there. It's apparently where, according to the story thing I was reading on it, why the shape of a heart is associated with love, because this herb was used in aphrodisiac and its seeds were shaped heart-shaped. It was also used as a contraceptive. It had that effect as well. People drank it. And it was tasty. It was highly prized because its many uses, and it went extinct because people could never figure out how to cultivate it, like to grow it, in farms, and they overharvested it in nature. It was so valuable that even though there were strict limits placed on its harvesting so it wouldn't go extinct, basically like poachers just came and would break down fences. Also, sheep that ate it, their flesh became very, very expensive and tender. Well, tender, and thus it was sold for a lot. And so people would break down fences and bring their sheep in, and they would overgraze this herb. And apparently, it's like huckleberries, which we still can't figure out how to farm. People say, "Oh, it'll never be done." That's nonsense. We'll be able to genetically engineer humans someday to, live longer, and people are already talking about advanced general AI and advanced super intelligence someday even, which, if it's developed, could end the world. Technology can do an awful lot of things. Someday we'll be able to grow huckleberries once we understand their life cycle better. It's just not, I guess, a lot of research money being put into it. It's probably even resistance to it because having it be a rare thing makes it expensive. If nothing else, we could genetically engineer the plant to grow better in in farms without actually having different tasting berries or substantially different. Okay, got generals preparing to counterattack here. By preparing, I mean they were sent away from Norway, and once their cooldown period's over, they can counterattack. For now, looks like the Spanish general provides better. Well, actually, he's a level 3. My guy's a level 3. But majority of the width is Spain, so they'd still be. It's on their territory. Their general would still take charge, and he's actually got infantry expert and leader. Huh. Anyways, counterattack. Eventually, I'll put guy. Where was it? Been using him. Not this guy. This guy with his high defense skill. He'll be the general, and this guy will be the field marshal. Breakthrough. And that, guess I'd split these guys off into different army groups in this one. But for now, that doesn't work. Should tell you what the cooldown is since divisions have been reassigned. It doesn't. There's no way to like hover over and it'll say this guy be available in so many days. Anyhow, a sec. I'm sorry, folks on Twitch. So I was paused for a second. My brain wasn't working. It was kind of, I don't know. Maybe it was talking about the herb that made cheap the Wagyu beef of the Roman world. According to that was how the article phrased it. Stupid interest articles that do anything to get clicks. Write about an obscure herb, but not about in an honest way about what's going on in the world. I mean, the media has a right-wing bias, so they always watch their words and they're criticizing what's going on in the Middle East or U.S. imperialism or, you know, ICE beating people and police beating protesters and all these things. People say it's not honest on the right. They just mean that it doesn't lean into the racist nonsense that they believe. Like, two different groups of people can say this, and one group could be correct, another could be wrong. And that, you know, obviously the media is actually biased in favor of the right-wing people. They still call it biased against them, and they're wrong. When the left says it, they're telling the truth, because, you know, there's only one reality, and one reality is the media has a right-wing bias, which means anyone who says it's got a left-wing bias is just wrong. But anyways, they're left-wing newspapers, but they're very rare. They're like, you know, if you're reading in these Times or National Review. National Review was a socialist newspaper in New York City. That was founded by Albert Einstein, actually, because he was a socialist. Not something many people don't realize. Like, he was a Marxist, communist, whatever. Not a democratic socialist. Like myself, I'm a democratic socialist. Albert Einstein was as well. And this is something that's rarely talked about. Of course, Martin Luther King also became one before he died. He was assassinated by a kind of unhinged guy, but the CIA may have actually put up to it. No, I'm thinking of JFK was assassinated by CIA, whose CIA officer was his friend, and no, Martin Luther King was assassinated by some racist, wasn't it? I don't remember. But the FBI was monitoring and threatening and harassing and creating a conducive environment for the assassination of Martin Luther King. And he became a socialist like a couple of years before he was assassinated. And there's actually some people talk about his I Have a Dream speech, and they always talk about one particular part and leave out some of the much more aggressive rhetoric that was elsewhere in the speech. Much more critical of the United States as well. Anyways, people want to create a whitewash history and co-opt every figure who stood against the powerful and against capitalism and claim it. Oh, he was our progressive hero. No, Martin Luther King was not some moderate liberal who just was very safe. No, he was actually a radical, and that's a good thing. And liberals don't get to own him. He was not a liberal. Liberal meaning like capitalist. In the United States, that means progressive capitalist. In the rest of the world, that actually means right-wing capitalist. But he was a socialist. Anyways, I was thinking about ships. I mean, it occurred to me I was with Navy XP. I'm gonna soon have another doctrine, but these ships could come under attack from the actually sizable Palestinian Navy. By sizable, I mean 15 to 22 ships. Especially if they're maybe already doing convoy escort. They could. I don't need a pointless naval skirmish that kills men or sinks ships. So I'm thinking, although I have them on do not engage, if I turn up the repair priority, in case something gets damaged in a fight, turn up the high. That'll probably also detach the damaged ship. But eventually I'll be able to get this destroy organization, but not before war is to break out. So I should probably do one of these screen attack torpedo. They don't have any torpedoes actually, so just light guns on these very lightly equipped destroyers. Nighttime attack, which is actually half the time, helps more than just screen ships. The only advantage of close combat is the torpedo screen penetration, spotting, reduced visibility, more efficient communications. Positioning is really what it means. It's communication. Because if they get attacked, if they have low position, they might. I'll just take night fighting. It's reduced visibility, might help my convoys anyways. I wasn't sure, but I've already lost some convoys, so. I should probably need a military theorist eventually. To do with power. Could do a naval theorist eventually, but no. Do the fleet logistics guy if I was expecting actually convoy escort out to here, but most likely one of my generals will gain the ability to be used as a advisor, like this guy. Military high command concealment, which will actually provide some decrease in enemy cast damage. Enemy air support buffs, that's actually a good thing. Or I could take a commando specialist, which will buff the attack of commandos. Where is it? Commando specialist. And give me a higher force, special forces cap, as well as only 3 more. Well, that still would be 1 more of those Mountaineer artillery divisions. The many air support buffs are nice, but larger divisions with much more org and better terrain. Yeah, I probably actually want this. Anyways, I'll have an army advisor is the point. It's more important than naval with logistics. Don't want to run war bonds when it hurts war support. Alright. So swap for a industrial concern instead of electronics. Get a lot of use of electronics concern. It's already 4-3. There's stuff here to do. Maybe I grab mechanical computing. This could eventually enable upgraded fire control, maybe. I'm just doing some cost stuff, trying to get a research buff that's not. Of course, radar is very important. I don't have a research facility for it. How expensive is one of those? Aerodynamic 12. Oh, it's only a little more than one Civ factory. It does actually hurt my supply network a little. Like it demands supply. Why is there more supply here than in the capital? Okay. Maybe because it's getting multiple areas. And where's somewhere it's not likely to see combat further in? That's good to me. Still a mountain area. Yep, I'll build avionics, aerodynamic and avionics facility. I'll want to develop radar. It'll help with all sorts of things, including particularly spotting enemy bombers, so you can try and intercept them. Got support stuff too anyways. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. Eventually I was gonna fortification engineer. Still, that's not right this second. And then policy here. Again, not second. Don't need conscription right now. Don't need a specialist right now. Should just keep saving power. Alright. Well, this fighting. The fight I might lose is this one. These ones. This guy is gaining experience over time. Just can declare on save again. Few saves here, just don't accidentally delete these. You know what? One is enough. Boom. 100 January 8th. Declare war. Palestine. Oh, the US guaranteed them? Darn it! But they're at war! And they still went out of their way to bugger me. Well, I'm already at... This will definitely lead him to join the faction. Either way. I'm already at war with the US. Oh, it can't cross that? It's actually too thick of a water. Oh no, it's because these guys had to be called into the war. That's why. Let's see, maybe they'll attack. No, I don't need no one else, just my puppet. Come on, accept the... Sent them this before, didn't I? Hold off. Far too long. What the heck is going... They even get the thing? No, I don't see the... I sent them a... It's bugged. I'll just do this because for some reason they don't have the request to join the war. That's an actual bug. I'm not getting it either. Okay, this is where you load the save when it's bugged like this. I don't know what is going on, but it's refusing to actually let me call them into the war. They're my puppet and they're already in other wars. Unfortunately, this clears all the snow buildup here. Sometimes. Didn't clear the snowpack this time. Okay. They don't have the request. What the heck? They don't even have the ability to refuse joining. This is bugged. Stupid game. Unless there's some, like, Jordan can never attack Palestine thing added to the game. Secretly. This makes no sense. You can normally... I'll have to hit call allies. Maybe this will work if I do that. That worked. Stupid bugs. Doesn't let you selectively call just one ally or something. Might have been because they didn't call them some other war. We're in the war now. We can march into Jerusalem and then Tel Aviv. These guys. Wait to see if they respond to the... Didn't join America's faction just yet. I'm fine with not fighting these guys and throwing away lives. Well, oh, I need the army XP. But wait till they disentrench when I take their capital. Of course, I may just instantly capitulate them.